Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Sunday, April 17th, 2022. Happy Easter, happy Passover, whatever you may be celebrating. Hope all is well. Hope everyone is having a great weekend, enjoying family, friends, and loved ones. Whatever makes you smile, as I like to say here. Easter egg hunts, masses, churches. I just left breakfast with the family, and we'll be hosting a late afternoon, early dinner at the household. Yeah, things are good. To all the ECSI VIP family members, it's been a hell of a weekend, and we were an empty net goal away last night by the Kings from sweeping the board. We go 3-1 for the day, plus 2.09 units. Absolutely grateful. 5-2 for the weekend. Did some accounting work. We are exactly plus 9 cents. 9 cents for the week, $9, however you want to break down your units. That empty netter would have put us up plus 2.3 for the week, and 4-0 sweep. Up 2-0, give up a goal early second period, and that was it, 2-1. So 3-0 on the MLB slate. I did some more accounting work. 14-8-1 in baseball and 2-0 last Sunday on the action parlay. So technically, graded single games 14-8-1 and actual MLB games so far this year 16-8-1. So super stoked for that start as well. Shout out to our man, Mr. William N. from the 201. Welcome to the ECSI VIP family and experience on the Discord channel as well. And shout out, listen, guys, you have exactly 12 hours and 16 minutes to get into our Discord channel for free. Free. Otherwise, just the Discord will be $10 a month, starting at 12:01. Once the clock strikes midnight. Or you can be smart and join the VIP experience and get plays sent to your cell phone and emailed from myself daily, and be a part of the Discord channel for just $2 a day or $59.99 a month, like a gym membership, and you get the best of both worlds. But anyways, I'm done talking. Let's bring in my partner from the Sunshine State himself, the one, the only Mr. Scott E. Webb. Morning, Scott.
Morning, Jeff. Look, I got my Easter shirt on. I got my what do they call these things? Bad bunnies or something?
Let's hop along. How art thou?
I am good, man. I am all good. It is Sunday. I had breakfast this morning. And had my cold coffee. Now I have a hot coffee and a NOS, and I'm ready to go, man. And once we get the show over, I'll probably take the dogs for a walk, go jump in the pool, And I'm going to do a new segment here. Not necessarily, I don't know if we haven't talked about it, but at least on the website, I'm doing a new segment. I remember, and maybe you remember too, back when, Sunday night baseball, I don't want to call it first started because I don't remember if it was quite then, but they had a guy on there. His name was Joe Pita, and Joe came on and he broke down every Sunday night game and said, if I was going to bet it, this is the way you should bet it. They don't do that stuff anymore. And I thought, well, shit, this is a great time for me to take that over. So I am doing that on the website, and I don't know if we should do a segment like that or something. We can talk off behind the scenes. But anyway, the point being is, I thought this would be something that would be great.
Yeah, that the Sunday night games used to be a big thing, especially for me. In regards to, it was a way. I was brought up Sunday is family day, and what we used to do growing up as a young child is we would travel an hour and 15 minutes up to my grandmother and grandfather's house, my mom's parents, and we would have dinner on the table at 1 p.m. sharp. Not 1:05, not 1:10. It was 1 p.m. So you got up there at 12:45 or whatever. And then the grandkids would all run around. They had about an acre of land, and the parents would talk, what's going on, yada yada yada. And then around 5:30, it was pizza, and they would go to Brockton, and they would go to the Cape Cod Cafe, the greatest bar pizza in the world, and they would bring back pizza. And all the relatives lived in West Bridgewater, and they would all meet with their kids, and it was one big party. The coffee pot brewing. And then again, the parents and the kids would talk, have fun, run around like wild Indians. And basically just to say, hey, what's going on? How was your week? What's going on this week? And that's what it was. It was family day. And I've tried to hold that tradition. Our door is open on Sundays to anyone that wants to come for lunch, dinner, whatever it is. And we try to follow that tradition. And Sunday night baseball was always a part of the tradition. I would get back and my butt was glued. The voices, the baseball, the sound, the crack of the bat, and I love it, Scott. Great, great, great idea.
I think we can fill that role pretty well. So that being said, been doing a lot of work already this morning. But yesterday was a weird day for me. I mean, I was riding those Diamondbacks until they cost me, and I knew at one point they were. And yesterday, I don't want to tell you that they were the greatest team in the world, and because they weren't, they still didn't hit the ball very well. But they did get, I think, a total was 9 hits yesterday. So that takes them off the everyday automatic go against them deal. So I lost that game. And then I did also lose with Toronto yesterday. Well, you won with Toronto, so that's all good. And then the night games were no issues. So I like it when that happens. I hate it when you lose the first 2 and you sit there and go, "Holy shit! I got 4 games out here, and shit, I got 2 games." And if I just win one, we're only going to lose a little bit. And if I win them both, holy shit, we just get juiced out. So ended up. I was on Syndergaard. Syndergaard came through like a champ, and the damn Angels just beat the shit out of the ball. And then I was on the Dodgers, and I it's kind of tough in my mind to be betting the Dodgers in that spot. I did anyway, but the reason that I did was twofold. But the Dodgers were facing a kid they ain't never seen. And he ain't just a kid. That guy goes out there and throws 101 miles an hour. He set a major league record last night. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I don't know. It was like 32 pitches or some stupid number like that, over 100 miles an hour in one game. Nobody's ever done that before. I'm telling you, the kid's going to be great until his arm falls off.
I retweeted that on my timeline there. He did break the record. And actually, Cincinnati posted it yesterday after he did break the record and said, "and counting." So I thought that was comical. And you talked about that. And I actually had a conversation earlier today. And I'm going to piggyback off of it. When you have 4 games, or we release 4 games, and we don't do that often, by the way. We release them. We try to space them out on Sundays, college football days, college basketball days, when there's 100, 150 games. We'll space it out. Yesterday for the VIPs, I sent out one alert. We were on the Oakland first five. We played them plus the half run. Obviously, would have been nice to have the money line there, but it is what it is. And we actually got plus 105, I think it was, plus the half run. And then we were in the 6 o'clock game and won. And then we had Verlander first five, and the Houston Bats woke up. And then we closed with the hockey game, which we looked like geniuses after one. And again, I already ranted about that. But my point here is this: it's almost like a set it and forget it in this regards. Sometimes I'll tell people that are a lot tighter. They kind of want to use us as a buffet. And in your case yesterday, some people might have said, all right, I'm going to play the first two and see how the day goes and then go into the night game. Well, you went 0-2, therefore I can't play the night games. And of course the 2 night games come in and vice versa. So everyone is the same. If let's just say, for instance, you're $1 better and you don't want to play $4 for that day, you just don't. You can cut your unit size in half and say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to play the 4 plays, 50 cents each, $50 each. I got my normal $200 in for the day, and I call it set it and forget it, and just let the chips fall. When you do play the first 2, go 0-2, now I'm done. And of course, you know what happens. When you do that, the next 2 come running home. So again, it's every individual is different here. If you have a $2 a day, that's what you're going to invest, and you have 4 games on the board, just cut it in half. Get the 4 plays in, set it and forget it, and let the chips fall. If you won the first 2 games and now you're feeling a little froggy and you want to go back and sprinkle a little more in, that's up to you. But if you want to stay consistent, and consistency is what wins the race or the marathon. It's the tortoise, right? It's not the hare. And that's what we try to preach here, Scotty.
No. That's there's all kinds of different ways to skin a cat. And as we're doing these things and as you're breaking stuff down, that was a good point because I've also seen things like this, right? You go 0-2 in your first couple of games, and then the guys are out there that played your plays and go, oh, God, this guy sucks today, so I ain't going to play his other 2 games. I'm going to go play my games. And then they do whatever they do on their games, and then it's all about, okay, shit, I lost my couple of games plus your couple of games. Now I'm down a whole bunch of money. Look, I set a plan and a strategy for how I'm going to do this, and then I walk away. I can go to the pool. I can go mow the yard. I can go watch the games. I can go see my wife. I can study for the Sunday night, whatever. The point being is that there's a plan and a strategy based on whatever I'm doing. And if I'm playing 4 games a day, I'm playing 4 games. Now I tend to preach, 1 unit size is what you should do, but I do step out, and I don't step out usually in the first couple of weeks of Major League Baseball. So that stuff will be coming soon, but not now. I need 3 starts from these guys to get a better understanding of where they're at and what to expect, because you use projections, you use last year's numbers, you mix things around, and you're using your best guess. But you can sort of get a good feel for where things are at after 3 starts because they've made enough. If you think about it, if a guy makes 30 starts in a season, he's already made 10% of his year's in. So you can certainly make some sort of judgments based on that 10%.
Correct. And you can get all this kind of strategy and stuff from myself and Scotty daily here on our shows, or better yet, on the Discord channel, where you could either DM one of us individually. You can talk to us. You can ask questions on that Discord channel. Again, everyone is different, and some people are in it for entertainment. Some, obviously, we can get you to the watering hole. It's what you do. And go just sit at a casino one day in a sports book and watch the people running up to the window. Well, they're not running back to usually cash those tickets. It's getting caught up in the heat of the moment. I always talk about the sizzle of the steak, and that's a big part of it. Or the water cooler games. Oh my God, I just overheard the guys back there. They just bet $5,000 on this game. That means it's got to win. Yeah, okay, sure. And secondly, let's just go back to the Toronto Oakland game for a second. Again, we were in the first five. Again, I think you were in the full game, Scott. Was that correct?
No, I was in the first five.
Okay,
You were
you were
in. I did Toronto in the first five. You did
And
Oakland in the first
in the
five.
first five. Okay,
And
I'm going to tell you quickly how I came across that. Oakland plus the half run overnight was minus 145, and in the morning it had gone down to minus 115. There was a big 40-cent move on that, and again, I was playing the line movement, and what Scotty does is entirely different as well. So as Scotty just said, there's a million ways to skin the cat. And lastly, I'm going to close before we get to the board, because it's a pretty big board today. Is again, I'm entirely different than 99% of the community, the sports wager and investing community, where our week's complete right now. We were up 9 cents. We could have been up, 2.4 units or 2.3 units, 2.39 units to be exact. It is what it is, but our week's complete. We always have what we call as a Sunday fun day action parlay. It puts a little skin in the game. But our goal very simply is not to pay the man on Mondays. Okay. So if you don't pay or collect, a unit less, well, you take a half unit swing, 75 cents, excuse me, unit swing on our action parlay. We hit for 5, 6, 7 units, whatever it comes out to. It is what it is. But the goal is not to pay the man. We are basically 12 hours away from what we call is Monday, a new start, a fresh start, a new week, a new beginning. When we do collect on Mondays, it's called envelope Mondays. If you were up a couple units going into today, that's your money. It's yours. You're 12 hours away. You're actually 12 hours and 3 minutes away from that's your money. It's not a free swing. You've grinded for 6 damn days and you're just 12 hours away from collecting. But a lot of people are not wired like that. They woke up this morning and say, hey, I'm up a couple units. Watch what I do to this guy. I am going to crush him. I'm turning this 2.5 units into 10 units, and it usually doesn't end pretty. So it is Easter. It is, a holiday. Tomorrow in Mass, it is a holiday. We have the Boston Marathon going off. The Sox go off early. It's a big day for us here in Massachusetts. But I just again, as you see, I'm calm, cool, collected. I usually am every day anyways. But our week is complete. And for others, they're up, waking up with a hangover, a big melon, and they're like, how am I going to get my 3, 4, 5 units back? I don't want to pay this guy.
well, that's the goal. I mean, shit, we're going to have fun. We're going to do this stuff. We're going to be entertained. And as we're doing it, we're going to learn some stuff. We're going to learn some strategy. And not only that, we're going to make some money. So that's what this is all about.
100%. Let me get the board up today from our friends at wagertalk.com/free odds. You can come follow along. You can see what Scotty sees. I will give you a rough eye test on what I am seeing, and then we will go from there. And today you have NBA playoffs, you have baseball, you have hockey, and yes, you have USFL, which I haven't dug into. I know there was a game yesterday, and to be honest with you, I didn't see one snap. I don't plan to see one snap today. I don't even know who won. I think the game went over because I saw a lot of underplays because it opened at 42.5 and it closed at 40, but I don't know. I didn't look, and I don't care at this point.
I have no idea. I saw a couple clips on Twitter, and
Terrell Owens. I saw Terrell Owens playing.
No, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it might be. I mean, I don't know. I'm not paying any attention.
Terrell Owens was playing.
Well, good for him. I mean, give him something to do, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not interested in the USFL. And I say that loosely because it doesn't take a whole lot to get interested in football, to be honest. But when I was watching the draft or I shouldn't say watching the draft, that's wrong. When I studied the draft a little bit to see who these guys were drafting and what kind of players they were getting, I was like, man, this is some kind of cockamamie, blah blah blah. I'm not interested. So I just tuned it off. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm looking at pregame right now, and this Houston and Michigan game. I guess it's the Houston Gamblers and Michigan somebody. I don't know who they are. Anyway, there's $38,000 bet on that game. Of course, that's not like $8 million that some of these games get, but 38,000 is a pretty good amount. It's more than most of the damn hockey games got. So somebody's interested in this shit.
Take it away, my brother.
Well, I'm just going to tell you that after the first after Friday's games in the NBA, I decided that what I was going to do NBA wise was probably pass until after the first games of these weekends. So when I looked at the board today in the NBA, I was thinking that, like we talked about all the unders. Well, they didn't go under yesterday all that much. You had some teams that went over and they played. I mean, and today, I'm looking at some of this stuff, and the Eastern Conference teams, I think, play the unders, and I think it's the Western Coaster teams that like to play the overs. And I don't mean that in just a hypothetical way. It's just the way they play and the pace of play is so different. So anyway, I think that I would start leaning a little bit that way. I mean, I can see like Hawks and Heat, I think, have moved up in terms of the number there. I don't have the number right in front of me, but
Opened at 215.5 and it went to 220.5 and backtracked to yesterday. That one total that I said there was a big correction and movement did go flying over as well yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know about this one though. I only say that because the pace of play for the Heat, the pace of play for Atlanta is different. Atlanta's a different team on the road. I would play this game under, but anyway, I'm not going to go deep into the NBA just because I'm going to wait until one of the series has at least one game in. But that's how I would look at that. Is I think Heat and Hawks, I would go against the money move there. Anyway, and do you want to talk about NBA or you want to go to baseball?
The stage is yours. I do want to preface to everyone watching and listening today, and we have a lot of followers here. If you're not, you have your notifications turned on when these shows come live, just go over to EC Sports Invest or at Webby20 MLB. Turn on those notifications, and you can just run over to YouTube right now and hit the subscribe button. It's free. Just turn it on with your notifications. You'll get all these shows live. And lastly, yes, last Sunday, and I call it Quick Sunday for a reason, there were some big dogs that came flying in that ruined a lot of people's weeks and weekends and parlays and stuff. And there's not as big of favorites, just some decent favorites out there. I call them landmines, but the stage is yours, Scotty. Wherever you want to go, take it away.
All right, good. Well, then let's go to Major League Baseball because there was interesting time starts today. I'm used to them starting at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then 7, right? And today they kind of intermixed all through. Maybe it's because of Easter and they tried to get some of these games to start on specific times. But I'm going to go to rotation 965, 966. This is Yankees in Baltimore here. And it's not that I'm a big Yankee backer at this point in time because the Yankees are just struggling to get their offense going. But I make a list every morning, and on that list that I make, I have several things. And one of the things that I make a list of is offensive performance, right? So I make two different lists. One of them is these are play on offensive teams because they're doing so well. And then these are play against offensive teams. Well, Baltimore's made the play against offensive team. So that was step one in that process of trying to figure out, how to where you're going to go with this stuff. And over the last 7 days, they only got 12 runs. That's last in Major League Baseball. They have 37 hits, which is 27th in Major League Baseball. And they only have 2 home runs. So if you're going to beat the Yankees, and I know they did, they beat them 2-1 in that extra inning game. But if you're going to beat the Yankees, you better get guys on base and you better hit. Well, guess what? Guess what Cortez doesn't do? He doesn't allow guys to get on base. And he's been very good against Baltimore. He's had really good success against Baltimore. And one of the things that's interesting with Cortez throws he throws a slider and a cutter. I mean, everybody throws a fastball, so I don't that's already in there. But he throws a slider and a cutter. Those are his other two pitches. And we talked about how bad the offense is in Baltimore. But Baltimore is number 29 out of 30 teams against the cutter, and they are number 22 out of 30 teams against the slider. So I don't like the success rate that Baltimore can have against Cortez. And I know Cortez had a good game his last time out. But then on the flip side of that, you got Zimmerman, who's pitching for Baltimore, and he's only pitched against the Yankees once, and he got bombed in the time that he pitched against them. So I like the idea that he is also off of the best game he's ever pitched in his entire life. That was last week. His last start, he had a game score 59, and never has he ever had a 59 before in his entire life. He's a career, under 50 guy, which means that he is a below average pitcher, and the Yankees are needing that. And the Yankees haven't been hitting the ball that well, but in the line per se, the money line is what is that, minus 190 or something like that. Well, I'm not playing that number. And then when I looked at it on the first five number, I think the first five number was like minus 120, minus 130. And I'm like, well, you know what? The Yankees have a better bullpen than what Baltimore does. So I'm going to stretch this out. Plus, I'm not really that worried because I don't think the Baltimore is going to score very many runs. So even if Baltimore scratches across one or two or three runs, the Yankees can score 5. So I like the idea here that the Yankees are going to cover the run line. And the number was minus 109. Is that what the number still shows? 109? Something like that. Anyway, run line was minus 109, minus 110 for the Yankees there. And I went ahead and played that game. I don't think that's a stretch to cover that one.
It has been juiced up to minus 120 at circa 125 across the Vegas Strip. That's the run line.
Well, I'm okay with staying under 130. Don't go over 130. I don't like 130. That's not a good number, but I played it earlier at that number. And then when I looked here, I'll cover the only other play I got, and then I can talk to you, ad lib to you about any other game you want. But I'm going back to the well again, Jeff. I'm going out to Texas, and I'm looking at that Texas and Angels game, and we're talking about Martin Perez pitching today, and the truth is, Martin Perez is one of those guys that I think is terrible, but at the same time I think he's terrible. He goes out and wins these guys starting games. So he's playing against the Angels today. And again, you go into this list and you go, what's on your list of things? Well, the Angels make the play on offense list. Texas didn't quite get there yet. They're moving up the ranks, but they didn't quite get there. So they're on the play on offense list. And Texas is on the play against the bullpen list. So so's the Angels, but you got a combination here that's pretty good. When you got to play on offense and play against the bullpen, that's pretty good. So now it becomes, which starting pitcher are you going to trust? Well, I'm not going to trust Martin Perez. So in Martin Perez's last 5 starts against the Angels, he's only had one time where he was above a game score 50, and all the other times he averages out to a game score 40. And in his last 7 starts altogether, his average is a game score 40. So he's a well below average pitcher. And what's interesting with him, again, these guys all throw a fastball, so I'm not running that number. He throws a slider and cutter. And the Angel offense is number 2 in all of baseball against the slider, and that's really good. And number 4 against the cutter. Okay, well, that means Martin Perez are going to struggle today because those guys can hit those pitches. And then you bring in Jose Suarez, right? Well, Jose Suarez is not the greatest pitcher in the world, but he's a little bit above average guy. He's a 52, 53, 54 game score kind of guy. He has never thrown a below average start against Texas. He's faced them 3 times, and every time that they've faced him, he's 3-0. He throws curveballs and changeups. That's his other pitches. And what's interesting about curveballs and changeups, those are slow. So the Texas offense has been good, but guess what? They bat 28th in all of baseball against a curveball. That's not very good. And they're 16th against a changeup. So we have an advantage on the mound with Suarez. We have an advantage in the offense with Suarez. And even though they both have terrible bullpens, the Angel bullpen is actually better than the Texas bullpen. So I'm playing the Angels again. This is rotation 979. I got Suarez at minus 110, 109.
All right. I'll break down the board the way I see it again. This is just the eye test right now. In the NBA, there's nothing that jumps off the page like that total did yesterday. I too am going to kind of sort of wait for the first game. I'm interested to see who wins the Boston-Brooklyn game, to see where I might go on a series play after game one. I know a lot of people are high on Miami today. I'm kind of backing off that. Chicago, Milwaukee opened at 9, now 10.5. Again, the favorites are rolling in. I'm just going to stick away, and we close it out with Phoenix, who is 10.5 point favorites. I think the Suns will be on a lot of money line parlays there today as well. So nothing jumping off the board right now in the NBA for me. In the Major League Baseball, a couple things jumped. Again, I think personally Corbin is a lightning rod. He opened at 140. It's opening the number this morning was 126. It's down to 125 at Westgate, 123 from our friends at South Point, even 120 at the King at DraftKings. Nothing major there. I would assume most people would be on the Mets in the bounce back today. Peterson versus Castellanos. This game jumps at me. Phillies, Miami, Wheeler versus Hernandez. The fact that Phillies opened up minus 165 and the morning line is 140, 141. I think that the Phillies definitely have an advantage on the first 5 here. So I'm not going to tell you to run to the window. 140 is that number, okay? I don't have a problem 135, 137, 138. When you get into the 40s, it gets a little sketchy. So I would have no problem with you taking the Phillies minus the half run in the first 5 there. Hudson versus Ashby, St. Louis, Milwaukee. Overnight, Milwaukee opened at 120. Your morning line at 136. So there is some Milwaukee followers there. Cubs, Colorado. Of course, we have Colorado game 1 on Thursday, and they lose. We came back with them on Friday. We didn't follow up with it yesterday. So Gomber versus Smiley, an under-over of 11 there. This game right here intrigues me. Rotation number 961, 962. Cincinnati at the Dodgers. Melee versus Haney. My 2 cents is I think Cincinnati has a first 5 edge here. I'll take my shot with Tyler Melee, however you pronounce him, versus Haney. Now, again, as Scott said there, as in Martin Perez, you go against him and he looks like Cy Young. I think this is a spot where Cincinnati can get out early. You can get a huge price on them to win the first 5 outright, or you can take a stab with Cincinnati plus the half run first 5 there. So I would back that. Your late night game, Atlanta, San Diego, Darvish versus Elder. Scotty, can you give me a scouting report on Elder?
Well, he's a 5th round draft pick, and that means typically if you're a 5th round draft pick, you're not one of those guys that was counted on to be, your major player, like your Freeds and those guys that got drafted and put up there at the top of the rotation. So he's made his way in. What's interesting that I think about Bryce Elder, he don't throw the damn fastball. He don't throw one. He's not a fastball guy. He throws sliders, cutters, and split fingers. That's what he throws. So it's interesting. There's very few guys in Major League Baseball that don't throw a fastball. He's one of those guys. So he had a decent outing his first time. He's not a big strikeout guy, so he's going to have contact. His strikeout rate was only 6.35 per 9 innings, so you want that to be closer to 9. His other thing that I thought was really good, he had 0 walks. So if you're not putting guys on base, then they have to earn their way on. And if you've never seen them before, you got a little bit of an advantage. And if you don't throw a fastball, what the hell are these guys going to try to hit? So I think that there's a little discovery process that goes on with these guys. And if he's on with his pitches moving and doing what they need to be, I think he can be relatively difficult. If he's not on and those balls hang, I think he can get hit.
It's an interesting game too. An under over that opened at 7.5, still 7.5 at circa. It has gone to 8, juiced under -115 or 120. So expecting your typical 4-3, maybe 5-3 game there. So not a lot to talk yet about that game. Still plenty of time on that one. Scotty talked about the Yankees. Listen, I definitely give them the edge. First 5, but also, a team that's struggling. You had talked earlier this weekend about, they just struggle against Baltimore. Your Rays go 18-1. I think they're 21-1 their last 22 against these guys, and the Yankees are having a hard time. I expect the Yankees to win here. How you would skin it, I'm not telling you to run to the window minus the 195. If you're playing a action parlay today and want to include the Yankees just to win, that's fine. If you want to get into the under over / run line, it opened at 9, it went right to 8 this morning. So I think the Yankees 5-3 here. I don't have a problem.
A lot of wind blowing in that game.
Yeah, so you're going to get guys on base there to get them, but I think the Yankees put up 4 or 5 easy today. Red Sox and Twins, Olber versus Walker, kind of great game for them yesterday. They go to Houck for the first 6 2/3. They bring in, if you haven't watched this kid Whitlock, this kid is just pounds the zone, slider, fastball, changeup. The kid is electric. I have a very, very pissed off point here. In my high stakes league, we have Whitlock, and in my eyes, you come into a game 4-0, guy on second, and you pitch 2 1/3. How in the hell is not that a save? But in Major League Baseball, it is not a save. So what do you call it? A hold? Whatever it is, it's bullshit. So you see, I'm still salty there. But I'm not a big fan of Walker. I'm really not. But I think the Sox have an opportunity to bounce back today. I think it's the Sunday special where they put up a lot of runs here. And so getting ready for the early morning start on Marathon Monday tomorrow. Alex Manoah and me and Scott have talked to. We're blue in the face for all the newbies. I have a lot of futures and money tied up with Manoah in Vegas. I expect Toronto to bounce back. I expect Manoah to dominate here. Back end killed Toronto. They rallied the troops yesterday and then came up short. So I like Manoah first 5 minus the hook. I also think Toronto bounce backs, but I think you got a better edge with Toronto minus the half run in the first 5 here with Manoah. Nothing on Detroit, Kansas City. I don't know anything, Scotty. Who the hell is this guy pitching for Tampa?
Well, that's Fire Rising. And Fire Rising's a relief pitcher. So this is the opener strategy that they got going on. So you can expect Fire Rising to probably go about 2 innings at most. And then bullpen guy. I don't think they even really – well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, what the hell's the other guy's name? I'm trying to think of who the guy would be that would come out to be the bulk guy, and that would be what's that guy's name? That would be where is it? I'll get it for you in just a second, Jeff. That would be Ryan Yarbrough probably. Will be the bulk guy today. So you got Fire Rising. He's going to pitch probably 2 innings, and he's just a hard thrower. One of those guys that go out there and throws 95 miles an hour. But he's not been. He was part of the deal that got Willie Adames to the Brewers. So he came from there, and he's a late inning guy. They use him usually in the 7th, 8th inning to get to their main guys in the bullpen. So it's not like he's a bad guy. He hasn't had a great start. He doesn't look like he's projected to be anything super, but you're just trying, when you're an opener, you're just trying to bridge the first couple of innings to get it to where you can bring a guy in to face the bottom part of the lineup in their first inning. And then that gives you almost 3 or 4 innings to get the lead. And if you can get the lead and then your next guy comes in and he's pretty comfortable after facing the bottom of the order in the 3rd inning, he gets to face the top of the order and their second at bat, but it'll be their first at bat against them. It's a great strategy if you do it right. If you put the wrong guy in there, Cincinnati Reds, you can get bombed. And then you're behind right away and you got to play catch up and, now you're in trouble.
I'm not a big Velasquez guy. I was in diapers when he came up with the Phillies. I thought he was going to be the next best thing, and he's had injuries and struggles. So I would lean Tampa early here and hope that the kid gets out of the first 2 innings, and I hope the passing of the torch handles well as to get you through the 5. The under-over opened at 8.5. It's juiced over -25. So, they're expecting, 4 or 5 runs from each team there. So I'd lean Tampa. I have no problem if you went for a full game as well. I trust the back end as well. But if having to choose a side today, I would be in on Tampa versus the White Sox. Scotty talked about the next game, rotation number 975, 976. I think, again, Martin Perez, now he had a brief stint here with the Red Sox. And again, one of these guys that if you count on him, he's going to fail. But it's those starts that you don't count on him that he does well. And I think this is an intriguing matchup because he was technically opened up as the favorite, kind of, sort of. I mean, it was a 110 either way. It is flipped now to the Angels with Shotani, with Trout, et cetera, Rendon, Adele. But Texas can match him bat for bat. And on Sundays, too, used to be a day of rest. So keep an eye on the lineups, on who's starting, who's playing. I'm not telling you to run to the window to play Texas, but I just think it's intriguing. Again, I trust and respect opening numbers. And Texas technically was the favorite here. So believe it or not, I would lean Texas. I'm not playing either side, but that's where my eyes took me there. Rotation number 977, 978. Houston, Seattle. Houston's been good to us the last couple of days. Urquidy versus Brash. I will tell you this, Brash. We talked about it, and I said it sarcastically to Scott earlier this week when he pitched. It was a brash statement, no pun intended. But look what Houston opened up -130 overnight, and you wake up this morning and Seattle and Brash are the favorite. Now, with that being said, again, trust and respect the opening number. I'm not running to the window to take Seattle, but I do see that Houston did open -130. I would be eyeing Houston, and there's actually good value on that because now you can get them at -103 or 105.
Okay, I got some breaking news for you. I don't know if it's really breaking news, but that LA Texas game. There is no Rendon in the lineup for the Angels today. That said, for Texas, there is no Seager in the lineup for Texas. So I guess what's fair in war and love and play or whatever that thing is, kind of goes like that or some shit like that. Now the other thing I will tell you, Jeff, and this is your conversation you were having about the Reds. Um, I'm a big Reds believer, so I like the Reds. I don't like the Reds today. Now, it's not because I don't like the Reds against Heaney, because Heaney sucks. Here's what I don't like. The Reds' best players aren't playing; they're hurt. So they got a lineup out there. You don't even know who in the hell they are. So Jonathan India is hurt. He's the rookie of the year. Didn't play yesterday. Didn't play the day before. Now, if he plays today, that'd be great. But they play late, so there is no official lineup for them yet. But Jonathan India has not been playing. Tommy Pham got his first hit yesterday. Where's my thing? Here's their lineup yesterday. Kyle Farmer played shortstop, and he's their shortstop right now. He's Tyler Naquin played DH. Okay, that's the guy they got from the Guardians now. Tommy Pham got his first hit. He's batting third, and he got his first hit. Joey Votto, everybody knows who Joey Votto is, but he's batting 129. Tommy Pham's batting .43. Tyler Stevenson was the catcher. And then you got Aquino, Moustakas, Drury, and Fraley. This is not like, I mean, it's a major league lineup. Don't get me the wrong way. I mean, I don't mean it that way. But if you're going to run that lineup out there against major league pitching, I just struggle with that idea because, you know, you're missing Jonathan India, and he is, Nick Senzel got hurt. So those two guys out of this lineup changed the whole dynamics of the team. So anyway, I just throwing that out there that a lot of people probably are sitting there going, man, these Reds, man, they're going to be pretty good. Well, I think they're pretty good. Maile is a great number 2 pitcher. He's not a great number 1. They need their number 1 back. They need Castillo on the mound, and who knows what the hell's going on with that guy. I like the Reds. I like Maile. I don't like them in this spot just because they don't have the power. They don't have all their horses in the lineup. That's all.
No, I agree. And again, it's more of a fade spot against Heaney, an edge that I see in the 5. I talked about it on the Discord channel yesterday. When you're going against the Jays, you're better off to pick them off at first 5 and only get 15 swings and 15 outs versus the back end, because it's not if, it's when someone's going to hit a 2-3 run homer there. Last game, 979-980, San Fran at Cleveland, Wood versus Savali. Again, opening number of 140, overnight now 123. Eileen Wood there. Not to say I have Wood, but I definitely do lean Wood there in the first 5 there as well. Quickly into the hockey. Florida, Detroit, nothing. Buffalo, Philly, who cares? I mean, the under over 6.5. You would expect a touchdown and an extra point to be scored there. San Jose, Minnesota. Again, Minnesota's killed us in this spot before. Not run to the window there. They should win. Regulation, maybe the puck line. It is a 6 number, so 4-2 or an empty netter that we couldn't get is definitely in play there. St. Louis at Nashville. By the way, I talked about that St. Louis and Wild game yesterday, and Minnesota. I talk about the St. Louis in the second period. There's something they do after 1. They scored 3 again yesterday. If you ever could get a prop on goals in the second period, take a look at the Blues. They just dominate the second period. So a spot here that they opened up as the favorite. I'm not buying it. I lean Nashville here. But it's a small favorite. You can get them at plus 100. Islanders, Toronto. Again, I think the Islanders are a sneaky dog here. They play well on the road, but again, Toronto, when they're clicking, forget about it. So staying away there. And here's Columbus playing again, coming off of yesterday's 2-1 loss, facing Anaheim. The Ducks minus 140, now 137, and under over a 6. This is a game you expect a 2-1 game, and there'll probably be about 8 goals scored here. So that's the board. Any comments, questions, complaints, or where your eyes are, where they want to be, whatever you need from us, we're available. at EC Sports Invest. We're available at Webby20 MLB. You can DM either one of us. You can go onto our timelines. You can do whatever it takes to get a hold of us. Again, you have 11 hours and 30 minutes exactly to sign up for our free Discord channel. How do you get it? Well, you DM one of us and say, hey, can I get the link? And I'll forward it to Scotty. Scotty will sign you up as we did to DMAC yesterday. And after that, 12:01 midnight, it will be $10 a month. Or you can get the VIP experience, which is plays sent from me right to your cell and right to your email on a daily basis, and the Discord channel for just $2. That's right, $2 a month, $2 a day. Excuse me, $2 a day, $59.99 a month. Go into your cup that is on your bureau or nightstand, and I know you got a couple bucks in there, or in your car, or in your seat cushions. Closing thoughts, Scott.
It's Sunday. Sundays are a fun day because all the games are out there and they're all usually over before you go to bed. You don't have to stay up till midnight and 2:00 in the morning to watch all that stuff. Just be careful you don't get carried away. Sundays are always, Jeff calls them quicksand Sundays. They are that way for a reason, guys. Whatever happens, holy crap, Sundays, hold on to your whatevers, because it's one of those days. But I will just say, stay focused at what you're doing. Get involved. Be a participant, not only in every aspect of what you want to do, but in life in general. Be that guy that acts first. Be that person that gets the mirrored reciprocation that you want. Be that person that drives results and gets the wins. And I think you'll be a lot happier in your life. I think you'll be a lot more successful, and I think that you'll enjoy this sports betting a lot better too.
As Scotty said, I'll piggyback. Sunday fun day at EC Sports Invest. We will be, all our VIP guys, sit back, grab another cup of coffee, grab a mimosa, a bloody, whatever you're doing right now. I will have the action parlay sent to you soon. Expect the unexpected, guys. If you're waking up this morning chasing a lot of units and you see 4 minus 200s that you're going to play in a parlay because they can't lose, of course. That's last week. There were 6 dogs, I want to say, plus 200, plus 190, plus 260. That all right. And it's something about Sundays, and that's why we came up with Quicksand Sunday 7.5 years ago, actually, and we're sticking with it. And we do what we do. Our week's complete. We're not paying the man. Granted, it's only 9 cents, $9, however you want to word it. Some guys are up a couple units. Some guys might be down 30 cents, but our week is complete. We'll have a little action and hope to cash a parlay. Otherwise, we're on to Monday. New start, new week, new beginning. So for today, it's Easter. Enjoy it. Okay? Enjoy the time with your family, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Myself, I have 2 daughters, soon to be 24 and 19. I remember them waking up early, setting up the Easter egg hunts, going through the baskets. This morning they saw they had a basket, and they said thanks, and they got ready for breakfast. I mean, they grow up quick. Blink and it's gone. And so I want everyone to stay in the moment, have some fun. And I want to thank everyone here for spending the time with me and Scott. We're already at 55 minutes and on Easter. That means a lot to us. It really does. It means what we're saying is getting heard. And we have a lot of stuff behind the scenes really brewing. As I like to say, we're cooking with Crisco. A lot of big companies are reaching out. They see what we're doing. They see that no one covers baseball like we do. And I'm proud of it. And Scotty should be proud of it too. So with that, if you are wagering or investing today, please do it responsibly. If you do have a problem, pick up the phone. Ask for help. There's an 800 number available. Why? Myself and Scotty care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. For myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from Scotty Webb at Webby20 MLB. We wish everyone a blessed Easter. Have some fun, enjoy the games, and we'll see you next week.